Yeah, Hare Krishna. Reading from the book Namacharya, The Life of Srila Haridasa Thakura, page 93. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Page 93. Trayo Veda Sat Angani Chandamasi Vividaha Suraha Sarvam Ashtaksharantam Ashtaksharantastam Yachanyad Api Vanmayam Sarva Vedanta Sarartaha Samsaranva Taranaha. The essence of all Vedic knowledge comprehending the three kinds of Vedic activity, Karma Kanda, Gnana Kanda, and Upasana Kanda. The Chanda or Vedic hymns and the process for satisfying the demigods is included in the 8 levels Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. This is the reality of all Vedanta. This is the reality of all Vedanta. The chanting of the holy name is the only means to cross the ocean of the science. This is extracted from Narada Panjaratra, as cited in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, chapter 7, verse 76. The Purana says that a person who chants the Lord's name loudly is 100 times more pious than a person who chants to himself. O Brahmana, listen carefully to the reason behind this. One who softly chants the holy name liberates only himself. One who loudly chants the name of the Govinda, however, liberates himself along with all living entities who hear him. Although all living entities have a tongue, only the human beings are able to chant the name of Hare Krishna. Tell me what is wrong with that activity by which living entities who have taken a useless verse will be delivered. One person may maintain himself while another may maintain 1,000 people. Of the two, consider carefully who is better. This is a superior characteristic of loud chanting. This is, as mentioned by Srila Haridasa Thakura and taken from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata Adi Khanda, chapter 16, verse 24 to 290. Moving on to chapter 5, solitary worship of the Lord, the dangers. Haridasa Thakura again took up residence in Pulia in the cave-like dwelling on the bank of the Ganges and was always absorbed in the name and pastimes of the Lord Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura of the Lord. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura comments at some length on the bhajana of Haridasa Thakura and explains that he never chanted silently only for his own benefit, but always loudly so that whoever overheard him was also benefited. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura explains the dangers of both silent and solitary chanting and becoming a guru without following the perfect example of Haridasa Thakura. On the platform of Madhyama Adhikara, one may have to associate with worldly people while preaching the holy names in the course of Jivedaya, showing compassion to the living entities. But since he preaches the holy names with utmost attention, he does not become affected by the sinful reactions of the audience. Rather, he distributes mercy by removing the contamination of their sinful reactions. If while chanting the holy name of the Lord with his many disciples, a Madhyamadhikari becomes more or less affected by the reactions of their karma, then his followers too assured. According to the statement, Jnana Mukta Apipunya Yanti Samsara Vasanam. A person considered liberated in his life can again fall down and desire the material atmosphere for material enjoyment. Even a Madhyamadhikari, chatter of the holy names, can again fall into the material existence. That is why mundane pride in the form of worldly association and accepting many disciples simply produces kufala or evil reasons. While describing the topic of Haridasa Thakura, devotion service, the injunctions for loudly chanting and attentively hearing the holy names have been prescribed for practitioners who desire their own welfare in order to deliver both great inauspiciousness, those who mistakenly consider satisfying their own senses as satisfying Hari while remaining busy in activities of self gratification, such as accepting many disciples like the immature yogis. Thakura Mahasya, who is Jagat Guru, Vaishnavacharya, and best of the liberated souls, has taught people in general the process of remembering the pastimes of Krishna in the course of realizing that Krishna is non-different from his names, form, qualities, associates, paraphernalia, and pastimes. Those who give up learning and loud chanting of the holy names, received from the mouths of devotees, free from nama aparadha, and in order to gratify their senses, display artificial imitation of remembering the pastimes of the Lord as in their impure enjoyment prone hearts there at temples to imitate remembrance of the Lord pastimes in this way is simple thirst for material enjoyment born from aversion to the Lord. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura has enumerated some of the pitfalls for gurus who does not strictly follow in the footsteps of the Namacharya in the above excerpts. There are great damages faced by the preachers who accept disciples in an immature stage of spiritual development, unless such preachers follow the examples of Haridas Thakura by loudly and attentively chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord. Otherwise, it is very easy to become carried away by the attention of the neophyte disciples or to be overwhelmed by the disciples' karmic reactions. These difficulties have also been described in the Srila Prabhupada's purport to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita in perfect questions, perfect answers, as well as Sri Upadesa Nectar of Instructions. All preachers, what to speak of those with the specific service of being Diksha Gurus, should follow the example of the Thakura and loudly chant and attentively hear the Lord's glories to ensure their rapid progress in Krishna consciousness and to prevent their losing their way on the path of progressive enlightenment in Krishna consciousness. The preaching of Krishna consciousness cannot be avoided on the plea of the dangers of worldly association, but rather preachers must become absorbed in the hearing and chanting the holy name, form, qualities, etc. of the Lord. That will save them in all circumstances without a doubt. Vrindavana Dasa Thakura states, he who chants the holy name of the Lord 300 times, 300,000 times a day, and his cave was thus transformed into Vaikuntha. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura comments on the transformation of a devotee's dwelling into the spiritual world. According to the purport of the following statement of a Mahajana, Yedina Grihe Bhajana Deki Grihe Goloka Bhaya. One day, while performing devotional practices, I saw my house transformed into Goloka Vrindavana. The Mahajana referred to be by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is none other than following Guru of Seventh Goswami Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura, a serpent in the cave.
Hare Krishna, you can start from here.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu. I like these statements very much, whatever has been mentioned word by word. Yes, you have to chant in such a way that it should be pleasing to everyone. When I say the word pleasing, it means that it should be very soothing and it should not disturb the other persons that their work, whatever they are doing. But on the contrary, when I'm reading these pages, in this material world, people who sees you will start blaspheming, saying that why this person yelling loudly, is he like going out of mind? So this is where I say never judge a book by its picture. If the other person do not know why this person is chanting, why the other person is chanting, should first understand and then only make the sensible comments, which is pretty much missing in this stage. And also, I'm very much happy to say that when Haridasa Thakura took up residence and started chanting, he not only chanted the holy name, he also made sure people who goes by also got curious to know what he's chanting, probably waited and listened, and got themselves purified. This the another thing which I observed, my personal observation, was here, no additional purport. But these days we see a lot of these gurus coming and then performing some what to say, performing their duties, but what they're missing is some of these principles what we've been following right from the day one when we started into Krishna consciousness. I'm not trying to blaspheme anybody, but it's evident and it's visible. I pardon if I added my own purport. And definitely, I would like to say one more thing that while you are chanting loudly, and it's true that you're not only making yourself pious, you're also benefiting other people who will be not an active listener but a passive listener in this case, which means they also try to get that interest and they try to learn at a short period of time, which happened in my own case when my parents used to keep Vishnu Sahasranamam during my childhood days every day, every week. I started getting interest. First, I started feeling bored. Then I started getting interest. Now, it made me practice. And even today, if I chant loudly, entire my family, my relatives, everyone feel very pleasant after hearing the whole Vishnu Sahasranamam. It is evident that what are principles that it been mentioned that if we can follow them, definitely we can attain whatever is required. We can come into the Krishna consciousness, and then we can fall into the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, and rest assured, He will definitely protect us. I would like to stop my